Have you ever been with someone who loved you, but left when you needed her? Maybe she thought ignoring you was just harmless fun, a game to see how much you cared or to stay in charge of the situation. But what happens when the situation reverses? The fun ends, and the silence becomes unbearable for her. In this video, we'll talk about the psychology behind ignoring and being ignored, why she thought she could control the story, and how everything changes when you speak up. With a calm mind, use silence as a powerful tool. We'll show you how to deal with this dynamic with self-respect and confidence without ever putting your peace of mind at risk. Let's begin by understanding why she thrives on the chase. Why she thrives on the chase. The chair. Why do some women seem to enjoy being chased? At its core, it often boils down to one thing: validation. When you actively pursue her, you're essentially confirming her desirability, which gives her a powerful ego boost. This attention fuels a sense of want, admiration, and control. For many, this attention fuels a fleeting sense of power. Imagine a woman who thrives on these interactions because each one reaffirms her allure. But the reality is that, like the high from a sugar-loaded dessert, this high doesn't last. Once the attention wanes, she's left seeking her next fix, the next admirer, the next chase. And over time, even she may come to realize that these surface-level exchanges don't lead to the meaningful connection she truly craves for you. The man in pursuit. The chase can be downright exhausting. You may find yourself overthinking your every move, trying to anticipate her reactions, or constantly striving to prove your worth. But here's the hard truth. If she only values the thrill of being pursued, you'll end up running in circles while she stands still. Now let's adopt a Stoic perspective, as this isn't solely about relationships. It's also about your approach to life. Embrace life as a man who values purpose and authenticity. A man who is stoic knows that games don't lead to real connections. He understands that engaging in power plays or fleeting moments of approval diminishes his value. This is because he chooses to use his time and energy carefully. Avoid chasing someone who appears to enjoy the chase. Instead, set limits and show her that your time is valuable through your actions, not your words. Don't drop everything to answer her texts right away, and don't try to win her approval by doing everything you can to please her. Instead, live your life with clarity and intention, pursuing your own goals and passions. Afterwards, the dynamics shift. She starts to realize that she has to earn your attention. All of a sudden, you're not just another man trying to get her approval. You're someone who commands respect. A meaningful relationship is a collaboration between two individuals who share a common commitment to creating something more profound. If she's solely focused on the excitement of the pursuit, she might not be prepared for the type of connection you're seeking. Remember that true strength lies in self-control. By choosing not to chase, you're asserting control over your actions and emotions, showing that your worth doesn't depend on other people's approval and making yourself seem like someone worth pursuing. The next time you find yourself tempted to chase, pause and reflect. Are you running after a meaningful connection, or are you simply fueling someone else's ego? A stoic man chooses the former. Always number 2, ignoring as her game. Ignoring as her game of control. When she begins to ignore you, it's rarely a coincidence. More often than not, it's a deliberate move, a subtle, calculated power play by pulling back. She might be testing the waters, gauging how much effort you're willing to exert for her attention. It's her way of seeing if she can make you chase her, a tactic that allows her to feel in control of the relationship. For her, the act of withholding communication can feel empowering, as if she holds the reins. Now picture this. You send her a thoughtful message, and hours pass without a response. You tell yourself she's probably busy. But as the hours turn into a full day, doubt starts to creep in. You wonder, did I say something wrong? Should I send another message to clarify? The urge to reach out again becomes almost overwhelming. But stop for a moment and consider. This might be exactly what she's aiming for by making you chase harder. She's looking for validation, proof that you value her enough to keep trying. But here's the truth. This game has a limit. You can only chase for a certain amount of time before the work starts to feel unfair and tiring. Ignoring someone to get their attention or power might make you feel positive in the short term, but it breaks down the base of a healthy relationship in the long run. Real connection isn't based on manipulation. It's based on trust and respect. Instead of writing follow-up texts or dwelling on the silence, don't do anything emotional. Step back. Instead of trying to get her attention or pursuing her, turn your attention inward and ask yourself, am I respecting my own boundaries? If she doesn't answer your calls or texts, don't let that affect your mood or day. Instead of looking at your phone waiting for a response, ask yourself, am I acting from a place of confidence, or am I seeking external validation? Take charge of your time. Spend time with friends. Work on that project you've been putting off, or read an inspiring book. By doing these things, you're sending a clear message to yourself, not her, that you value your time and energy. This is your most crucial step if her silence is a test. You can demonstrate to her that you don't need to give up by maintaining your composure when she withdraws and refusing to invest your energy in situations that don't uphold your self-respect. When you carry yourself with this level of self-confidence, you set a high standard not only for her, but for everyone who comes into your life. You show that while you value connection, you won't sacrifice your dignity or inner peace to keep it. Remember that you don't need to chase her or prove your worth. Instead, focus on controlling what you can, your thoughts, actions, and emotions. This is the game she can't win, because you can't lose that power. What do you think about this approach? Do you agree that staying calm and focusing on yourself sends a stronger message than trying to get someone's attention? Let me know what you think in the comments. If this hit home for you, just type, I prioritize my peace to make a commitment to honoring your time and energy. Let's begin by discussing the importance of your point of view at this moment. When your silence speaks volumes, silence is one of the most powerful tools you have, not as a weapon, but as a testament to your worth. Though quiet, it can convey more than words when used intentionally. Let's say you've been trying to connect with Ain, but she seems distant, uninterested, or even dismissive. One day you decide to stop, not because you're mad or to prove a point, but because you know that your peace of mind and self-respect are too valuable to waste on someone who doesn't reciprocate. When she realizes you're no longer chasing her, it's okay to be quiet. It communicates that you value yourself enough not to beg for attention. This isn't about playing games or manipulating emotions. It's about being true to yourself and realizing that you don't need anyone's approval to feel complete. For example, if you're dating someone who is becoming more distant, she takes hours or even days to reply to your messages, cancels plans at the last minute, or seems distracted when you're together, it's straightforward to feel frustrated and want to confront her. You might want to demand answers or work harder to fix things, but instead you decide to step back. You don't send that double text or wait anxiously for her reply. Instead, you focus on yourself, your goals, and your hobbies, your peace of mind. After a few days or weeks, you notice that she's checking your social media more often, liking old posts, or watching your stories more frequently. She might even send you a casual message. Hey, how are you? Or, what have you been up to? That's the power of silence. It makes room for thought, And in that room, she starts to wonder why he's not chasing her anymore. Did I mistake him? Was he more important to me than I thought? Being quiet isn't a way to get back at someone or prove a point. It's a way to keep your peace and honor. When you avoid the emotional chaos of arguments and instead explain or beg, you send a clear message to yourself and her that your worth doesn't depend on their approval. Silence gives you back your power and helps you stay grounded in your own worth. Over time, your absence starts to weigh on her, and she can feel the void you've left behind. She may have taken your constant attention for granted, thinking it would always be there. Now that it's gone, she has to face the fact that you're not at her back, and your absence is louder than any argument or plea. It prompts her to reflect, and may even evoke feelings of regret. Silence is about showing you're okay, not closing the door forever. If the door stays closed, you learn more about what's important and who values you. And if she comes back, it's not because you begged or chased. It's because your silence helped her see your worth in ways your words could not. When you want someone's attention and feel like going too far, take a deep breath, step back, and let your silence speak for you. You'll be surprised at how much weight it has. In that stillness, you'll find your true strength, and she may find out what she's been missing. The fourth lesson is about how it feels when things go wrong. Ignoring someone who craves attention can feel like entering an unfamiliar and unsettling realm. For instance, a person accustomed to commanding attention and establishing the narrative suddenly finds herself in a subordinate role. She finds herself questioning why he isn't reaching out, as the energy she once relied on has shifted. This change in dynamics can cause an internal conflict. It's a shocking experience, especially for someone who's used to feeling wanted and pursued. She might think about how you behaved in the past. She's like a detective looking for clues as to what happened. What she doesn't see right away is that this change isn't a trick or a game. It's a result of your choice to put yourself, your peace, and your growth first for a Stoic man. This isn't about getting back at her or playing games. It's about staying true to yourself. You're not trying to blame her. You're just letting the natural results of her actions happen. This is a quiet but powerful choice. This choice is grounded in the wisdom of Stoic philosophy. When you let go of things you can't control, like her behavior and reactions, you focus your energy on what matters most, your own growth and peace of mind. When you do this, you give off a different kind of energy. You're no longer trying to get her approval or attention. Instead, you're building something much more valuable, self-respect and purpose. People notice this change. They gravitate towards individuals who are confident in their own path and possess a quiet, unwavering strength. You're quiet. Your decision to retreat speaks for itself. Now things get interesting. She now finds herself in an unexpected situation, and her sense of control has vanished. But here's the important thing. It doesn't matter if she reaches out or changes her behavior. You are the real winner. You've taken back your power, your focus, and your sense of self. You've shown that your peace of mind is non-negotiable, and that's a lesson for her and anyone else who comes across you. After following Stoicism, you master your own story. You don't react impulsively, and you don't let others tell you what you're worth. Instead, you stay centered, steady, and committed to your growth. Not because you forced it, but because you realized you had the strength to let go of what doesn't serve you. Things have changed. And that, my friend, is the ultimate power. Let's talk about how this dynamic has played out in your own life. Have you ever had a situation where your silence or self-prioritization changed the course of a relationship or interaction? Share your story in the comments below. It might help someone else and inspire them on their journey. Or, if you want this mindset to stick, type, "My peace of mind is my power" in the comments as an affirmation. Let this be a reminder that choosing yourself is never a loss, but a deep step towards strength and clarity. The fifth effect is the opposite of the first, the reflection of her actions. Life often teaches us valuable lessons through events that prompt us to examine our past actions. The mirror effect, which is when someone experiences the same behavior they used to show, is one of the best teachers of all. It's akin to gazing into a mirror that reflects not your physical appearance, but the consequences of your actions. She used to ignore your calls and texts, act like she didn't care about you, or make you feel like you were chasing something that wasn't possible for her. At the time, this might have appeared harmless or even empowering, as if she was winning a game where you had to guess her intentions. But then you stop chasing, and you pull back not to play games, but to reclaim your peace. Suddenly, the situation changes, and she starts to wonder if she was wrong to take him for granted. She feels confused, then frustrated, and maybe even regretful. The behavior she used to think wasn't important now feels like a sharp reminder of what it's like to be on the receiving end. This is the mirror effect at work. Her own choices are showing her the emotional weight she ignored. This isn't about retaliating against her or making her feel the pain you once experienced. It's about allowing the natural course of events to impart the lesson. You don't have to say a word. Her own experience of confusion, frustration, and self-reflection will teach her much more effectively than anything you could say. For now, your attention is still on yourself. This is your chance to focus on areas of your life that really matter. Your hobbies and the people who support you are areas where Edel starts to notice something out of the ordinary. Maybe she starts to like your social media posts more often, or sends you a casual "How are you?" message. She is currently experiencing the mirror effect. Your silence has become a reflection of her actions without you there. You've left her to contemplate the experience of being on the other side. This isn't about manipulation or games. It's just the natural result of her behavior. The mirror effect is so powerful because it relies on experience rather than explanation. People are much more likely to understand the effects of their actions when they feel the consequences themselves. In this case, by stepping back and letting her face the void you left, you gave her time to think about what your presence really meant to her. The excellent thing about this approach is that you're not trying to control her feelings or make her react. Instead, you're just living your life, focusing on your own growth, and letting her deal with her emotions on her own terms. If she learns from the experience and grows, that's a positive result. If she doesn't, you haven't wasted your time trying to persuade her. The mirror effect isn't just about her realizing the effects of her actions. It's also about you embracing your own growth. Every time you choose to step back, focus on yourself, and let go of the need to control someone else's reaction, you're practicing the essence of Stoicism. Staying grounded, keeping your dignity, and finding inner peace are more important than whether she sees your value. Remember that the best mirrors show not only the past, but also the potential for growth in the future for both of you. Ignorance causes pain that is difficult to conceal. Ignorance can cause more pain than we realize, even for those who appear calm on the outside. She may act like your absence doesn't affect her confidence. Her habits and even her smile may look the same, but there is a quiet storm brewing beneath the mask. When you ignore someone who has become accustomed to your attention, your energy, and effort, force them to confront certain truths. She may initially ignore your silence, thinking it's temporary or in an attempt to get her attention, but as time passes, something begins to shift. Your silence begins to resonate more powerfully than any words could. It allows her to reflect on her decisions and acknowledge the effort and energy you once invested. Although she may not express it verbally, the strong man's heart is deeply wounded. These kinds of moments aren't about getting back at her or giving her a lesson. They're about knowing how valuable you are. Pain is a normal part of life. It shouldn't be intentional, but it can happen naturally as a process. When you step back, you give yourself and her a gift, the chance to think and grow. We suffer more in our minds than in real life. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Your silence is not about making her suffer, it's about creating room for clarity." It's a reminder that when the noise fades, the truth becomes louder. Take, for example, a common pattern in relationships. One partner invests more while the other grows comfortable, even complacent. You've always been the giver, the fixer, but by choosing to step back and focus on your own needs, you reset the dynamic. It forces her to confront a reality she may not have wanted to face. Has she truly valued you, or did she take your efforts for granted, assuming you would always be there? This isn't about playing games or manipulating emotions. It's about boundaries. Your silence conveys a message of self-respect, allowing her to experience life without your constant presence. It serves as a potent reminder that your energy, attention, and care are finite resources that she should not disregard as she ponders her thoughts. She might begin to miss the way you made her feel safe, seen, and supported. She might start to replay moments where you went out of your way for her, moments she might have brushed off or underappreciated. That absence is where reflection happens, and reflection is where growth begins when you choose silence. Not only are you creating space, you're also creating clarity. You're stepping back to allow both of you to assess the situation without constant distractions. If she values you, she'll notice the change. This will make her think about her part in the relationship and whether she's ready to match the energy you bring. Silence can be liberating for you, but awkward for her cause, she thinks. By stepping back, you remind yourself that your worth isn't based on how she reacts, and you give her the space to decide what she really wants. Either way, you win because you've kept your peace and stuck to your values. Don't fear the silence. Take this time to grow as a couple and let it be a mirror that shows you the truth about the connection, free of all distractions. In your stillness, you're not just waiting, you're getting stronger, smarter, and more in tune with your own worth. Taking back your energy. Have you ever experienced a sense of exhaustion from consistently giving your all to someone who didn't reciprocate? It's a heavy feeling, isn't it? The truth is that when you stop giving her your attention, you're not just walking away. You're taking back something much more valuable, your energy. The energy you once spent trying to win her over, make her happy, or keep up a connection that she didn't seem to care about is now yours to reclaim, and what you do with it can change your life. Here's the power in that decision. Your energy returns to you, but instead of chasing her, you direct that energy into things that really matter, your goals, your passions, your personal growth. Maybe you finally start that hobby you've been putting off, or you decide to go to the gym again. Spend time on your job or studies. By reclaiming your energy, you give yourself the chance to become the best version of yourself. It may take her a while to grasp this change, but she will feel it. Suddenly, the person she had always relied on is no longer there. The shift in power is not a result of playing games, but rather a conscious decision made by you. Let me give you an example. Say you've been seeing someone who used to respond, but lately she's been pulling away. You notice that you're always the one starting conversations or making plans. Instead of continuing to pursue her, you decide to step back and focus on yourself by going to the gym, hanging out with friends and doing things you enjoy. She might wonder why he hasn't texted her or what he's doing, but that's not the point. You're no longer relying on her attention to comfort you. If you want to be like a stoic man, you're not recovering your energy to make her miss you or to prove a point. You're doing it because you value your peace, your purpose, and your own growth. Stoic men prioritize activities that align with their values and bring them happiness, rather than wasting their time and energy on unproductive pursuits. So the next time you feel like you're giving too much to someone who gives too little, remember that reclaiming your energy isn't about her. It's about you choosing yourself and living a life that is in line with your highest potential. Respecting yourself and leaving without anger has that power. If you've made it this far, congratulations for you for putting time and effort into growing as a person. Please share your thoughts and experiences in the comments section below. What parts of your life could use that reclaimed energy? How can you invest it in building the life you've always wanted? Please share your thoughts with me, or if this resonated with you, simply type "I reclaimed my energy" to demonstrate that your journey matters, and together we can help each other build the lives we deserve. Number 8. The fulfillment of realizing what she lost. Absence has a powerful effect that enables you to think and be clear in ways that presence often cannot. When you're not there, she starts to feel the void. Left things like the comfort of your presence, the steady support you gave, and the way you listened and cared may have been overlooked or taken for granted when you were there. But now that you're gone, they stand out like a light in a dark room. What was once normal now feels like a loss, and she has to face what she may have undervalued as a tough man. Realizing what she did isn't the point. Stoicism teaches you not to play mind games or wait for her to apologize or recognize, which would make your happiness dependent on her. Your focus isn't on the outside world, it's on yourself. You gain power by moving forward with confidence, understanding that your value is independent of anyone's approval, be it hers or anyone else's. Alexander the Great said, "You have power over your mind, not over outside events." If you comprehend this, you will possess the strength of a Stoic. You're strong because you can let go of things you can't change. If she contacts you, you can respond. Otherwise, your journey continues. Your worth is based on your standards and how well you meet them, not what she does, her absence or her guilt. This is where your discipline comes in. You don't step back to manipulate. You step back to regain your focus. You should focus on your own growth instead. This could involve enhancing your skills and interests, strengthening your relationships with family and friends, or enhancing your physical and mental well-being. Taking steps to improve yourself is like stepping away from needing approval from other people. This is a beautiful way of thinking. Regardless of her awareness of your value, you already possess the advantage. Whether she reaches out or not, you've already won. By stepping back, you've recovered your power and your peace. You've also given her time to think and made time for yourself to grow, so let her deal with your absence. If she discovers what's missing, it's her journey, not yours. If she doesn't, you've still learned something very important. When it comes to partnerships, Stoicism means focusing on what you can control and letting everything else fall into place on its own. This means not holding on to results, but instead enjoying the freedom that comes with letting go of what you can't change. 9. Growth over games. Games that evoke strong emotions have the potential to foster growth. While they may provide a brief thrill, they often leave both parties feeling hollow, confused, or even angry. The same way she ignores your texts to get you to chase her, you completely withdraw. At first it feels beneficial to be in charge again, but does anyone really win? You both find yourselves questioning each other's intentions. She finds herself mired in a cycle of uncertainty and resentment. Situations like these can provoke her to reflect. Perhaps she begins to realize that engaging in emotional games, while enjoyable in the moment, doesn't ultimately result in the bond she truly desires. This is a chance for her to rethink how she deals with relationships. If you replace manipulation with wisdom and clarity, your chances improve. Now is the time to get away from the noise. Don't respond out of ego. Instead, focus on your own growth, which is much more important. When things get tough, a Stoic man doesn't get involved in small games or power struggles. Instead, he acts with knowledge, calm, and self-respect. Let's say she begins to play games with you, such as purposely being unclear about her feelings or using mind games to see how you react. Instead of reacting or acting like her, the Stoic thing to do is to quietly talk about the problem. I respect open and honest communication. If that's not possible, I'm fine with stepping back. This answer does two things. This shows that you are emotionally mature and sets a limit. They also learn you prioritize peace of mind. People who thrive on reactions engage in mental games. By maintaining composure and concentrating on your thoughts, values, and responses, you not only maintain harmony, but also demonstrate the strength and character that garners respect from others. Don't forget that life is too short to waste on pointless games. If you want to win an emotional check game, you should work on improving your emotions, mind, and spirit. Demonstrate to her your resistance to drama or manipulation, and if she opts for growth, that's fantastic. If not, you're already on a path that makes you happy. Always choose growth over games. This is how a Stoic man not only manages relationships, but also transforms them into something meaningful, or gracefully lets them go when they don't align with his values. Number 10. Getting on with moving on with strength. The most powerful thing you can do is let go, not ignore her back. Playing mind games or trying to make her feel the pain of rejection won't make you stronger. What will make you stronger is gracefully stepping away and showing that your happiness and peace don't depend on anyone else's validation or approval. When you let go, you regain control over your life and emotions. You put time, energy, and care into someone hoping for a meaningful connection in return, but all you got was indifference. When someone rejects you or stays quiet, it hurts. Your initial reaction may be to fight back or hold on tighter in hopes of finding peace, but you know neither will work. Let go, not to punish her or make a point, but to free yourself from the mental weight that's holding you back. That's the only way to get stronger and grow. Letting go doesn't mean forgetting or acting like what happened didn't matter. It means recognizing the experience, learning from it, and freeing yourself from the pain of focusing on things you can't change. You're not erasing the past. You're choosing not to let it affect you. Draw a picture of your future. When a man experiences a ghosting, he refrains from sending her another text, perusing her social media, or dwelling on the reasons for the breakup. Instead, he turns his attention inward and starts going to the gym, learning a new skill, or putting all of his energy into his career. He also gets back into old hobbies that make him content and rebuilds his sense of self-worth. Over time, he realizes he's not waiting for her to acknowledge him. His confidence grows, his energy changes, and he becomes someone who attracts healthier, more meaningful relationships. It's not about forgetting about her. It's about valuing himself more as a strong person. That you can let go is the most powerful sign of strength. A key person in Stoic philosophy, Marcus Aurelius, said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This quote helps us remember that letting go isn't about winning or losing in a broken relationship. It's about staying true to your ideals and keeping your peace of mind. Letting go, showing strength and clarity in life's uncertainties, is different from giving up. Think about this. When you let go, you send a strong message to the universe, not just to her, but to the world and, most importantly, to yourself. You're telling the universe that your happiness is your responsibility and that you won't let outside circumstances take away your peace. Freedom. When you move forward with grace and confidence, you show that her actions or anyone else's don't define you. You show that your power lies in your ability to change, grow, and make room for something better. In fact, this is the best way to show that you have a lot of self-respect, maturity, and emotional power. It's not simple to let go, but it's worth it. It's a choice between peace over pain, growth over stagnation, and self-love over wanting approval from others. This is how you rise above and step into your real power. That's all for today's video. You once believed that disregarding you was merely a game, but as circumstances shifted, it became evident that every action has a consequence. By choosing silence, you're taking back your energy and putting your growth first. You show her and yourself what real strength is through your actions. Being strong and having self-respect doesn't mean playing games or making a point. It means living your life on purpose and not letting anyone tell you what you're worth. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. Your support not only helps this channel grow, but it also makes sure that more people can find this empowering message. Sharing it may be just what someone needs to hear today. Could you share a lesson or takeaway from today's video that particularly resonated with you? Leave a comment below and let's keep the conversation going. Before you go, don't miss the video I recommended here on the screen. It's full of even more strategies and insights to help you handle relationships, protect your peace of mind, and get stronger every day. I appreciate your time with me and remind you that you have the power to determine your own value. Stay strong, stay focused, and I'll see you in the next one.